Hi, I'm Sandy Genovese, and we are making some really fun holiday projects today. I'm going to make two different projects. The first one is one to decorate your house, and you can see that it's just a fun candle, but I've embellished it or decorated it with straws to have it feel Christmassy. And then I've gone back to make even more of a Christmas theme with a green ribbon, and then I've hung a star die cut from it. This is a flameless candle, and I don't have a battery in here, so I can't actually turn it on. But because the straws are paper, it seems safest to me to do a flameless candle. This is incredibly easy. You will not believe it. All I did was I started with a candle. I got it at Hobby Lobby. This one happens, the one I did was red. I also am going to do one that's white. If you look at the choice of straws, lots of options. This is the one that I used, but you can see all these others would work just as well. And there's lots of patterns, there's dots and stripes and chevrons, and there's also lots of different colors. The idea here is to create an adhesive that the straw will stick to. The adhesive that I used, I either need something stronger or I need more. So what I did was I put double stick tape in a couple of bands all the way around the candle. So I'm going to do what I did plus a little more. So see how I have a band of double stick tape all the way around? I am not going to stop to do as many bands as I think you need to do. I will just tell you that I only did 2 on mine, and it's not enough. The ribbon is really holding those straws on there. So to play it safe, either choose a stronger adhesive or use a lot more than just a few bands of tape. Once you have several bands of tape, then pick the straws that you like. Now, it just so happened that these straws are exactly the right height for this candle, but they're paper. So if you have a candle that is a different height, if it's shorter, it's not difficult to take your scissors, mark them all the right height, and snip them off. And have the ones that you snip be the bottom where no one will see them if they're not perfectly straight. All you need to do is attach the straws so that they stick to the tape. And I'm going to, if I can keep them from rolling off the table here, I'm going to just go ahead. I did it, I don't know if I can do it so you can see, but you want to put it flush with the table. That will make it straight, and then straight up. I can't see from my angle, so I'm going to turn this. I can see that it's crooked, so you want to get it straight, and you can eyeball it straight. As you start doing several of these, it's easy enough to maneuver them. If each time you have it flush with the table, this is all you have to do. And you can see I'm not going to, take the time to do the entire candle. Now, the candle, the straws that I'm attaching to the candle, there's a pattern. I purposely left it random just to see if I liked how it looked or if it was going to matter, if I wanted all of the patterns, the stripe patterns to look like they sort of line up. It would be fun to play with different ways to do it. You could have one color for a certain amount of time and then you could switch to another color, but you can see how you're going to start to create the pattern. If you look at it here, it's just nice and straight because you've got them straight on the bottom. You work your way all the way around. When you have all of the candles there, what I did was I used a rubber band to really hold those straws. Then I went back with ribbon, and right over that rubber band I just tied a knot. You can also tie a bow, and then dangled a few of the die cuts from it. If I move this out of the way to show you the finished one, you'll see what I mean. But there are so many cool die cuts. It would be fun to take these Christmas lights. They would look really cute hanging where I have the star. If you decide you want to do this for a different theme, maybe for a Happy New Year party, maybe you want to do one for Thanksgiving, you could do oranges and yellows and fall colors. Really, because you're going to use ribbon and straws and candles, and they come in all colors, you have all kinds of choices. Now this is decorating the table with a little light. This next project I want to show you is a great way that you can actually display the food. You're displaying food on food. It's so cool. This is mince, and it's made by baking in the oven in a tray, and it is the perfect thing. I just have put some little miniature cupcakes on here. It is sturdy enough that you could put really anything that you want. I don't know if you can tell, it sort of sounds like glass, but it thickens. They start off thick and then they all melt together. What you do to make this size tray, I used a 9-inch baking pan. You should have seen me in the grocery store, because I don't know where any, I don't know how to cook or bake. So I had to get help from the store to even find the supplies. But parchment paper, easy peasy, and it comes in a roll. You probably already know this. And I just line the baking pan. It's a 9-inch pan. And then you just buy bags of these mints that are kind of in a star pattern. And I'll go ahead and I'll bring some up here. I've already unwrapped some of them, and you just position them so they're nice and tight together. I won't stop once again to do the whole thing, but this is all you do, is you start positioning them on in your baking pan. So you would just keep adding in the mince until they go all the way to the outside edge. Don't worry about places where there are little gaps, because you're going to put it in the oven, and I put this in a 300-degree oven that was preheated, and I watched it. I actually set a timer, and it started kind of glistening around 5 or 6 minutes. For me, right about almost at 8 minutes is when they had really blended and melted together and all of the seams went away. I tried the same thing in this size. I happen to have this because I use this as a display bowl, but I looked at the bottom and it said oven safe. So I did the same thing, and this would be like a little individual. If you wanted to put a bread plate out and you wanted to put something at each person's place, or maybe you have a regular plate and you want this to be the dessert plate. I mean, how cool would it be to have at each person's place a little setting with, I don't know, a few cookies, or just think of all the cool, fun things that you can do with this. This was, once again, parchment paper, but it was a thicker bowl, and so my logic, I don't have any idea if this is right, but I had the oven set for this one at 350 degrees, and once again, right about at 8 minutes is when everything sort of melted all together. If I take these cookies back off of here, you can see how any of the gaps, they all melt together. It's a nice, thick, sturdy plate. I mean, it's so cool. Try it. I think you're going to be surprised at how easy it is and how great it turns out. You know, these holiday projects, they're great to decorate for a party or even to set the mood for your family at home.